Wait, remember Xiaolin Showdown? Xiaolin Showdown was an animated series first airing on Kids WB that ran from November 1st, 2003 to May 13th, 2006 for a total of 3 seasons. This one specifically stuck out to me growing up, following it from Kids WB to the reruns on Cartoon Network. I remember specifically liking the art direction and in general, the character dynamics between the main group of Xiaolin warriors. So on my list of shows I wanted to rewatch, Xiaolin Showdown has always been on there, but I have been pretty worried that it wouldn't resonate with me the same way it once did, but hey, here we are. Welcome back, or hey, hello, for the first time to the 25 days of Fringemas, where I cover something interesting, nostalgic, or holiday related every day from the 1st of December to the 25th, in order to find that holiday spirit I lost nearly a decade ago. So if you want to be a part of this daily journey to help me find that good old jolly joy, subscribe and come aboard. Xiaolin Showdown focused on 4 Xiaolin warriors in training who, along with their diligent studies in martial arts, are also tasked with fighting against the Xiaolin forces of evil. The Xiaolin forces are a loose organization of supernatural creatures and martial artists devoted to bringing evil to the world, but with style. The 4 warriors train under Master Feng, a Xiaolin master and guide who gifted the students with Shengangwus, which are ancient magical artifacts created by a Xiaolin master centuries before. The first of these 4 warriors is Omi, the main protagonist of the series. Omi, voiced by Tara Strong, is the Xiaolin dragon of water, and due to being raised in the monastery his entire life, is also the first dragon in training to train under Master Feng. Omi's isolated upbringing in the monastery made him naive and ignorant of the outside world, causing him to often get idioms mixed up, or just downright not understanding anything. He is also occasionally selfish and boastful, but open to learning from his mistakes and growing from them. At first, the next warrior is Raimundo, voiced by Tom Kenny. Raimundo is the Xiaolin dragon of wind. Originally coming from Brazil, Raimundo is street smart and the eventual leader of the group. Even though he is occasionally self-centered and overly stubborn, he does have a deep commitment to his friends and would do anything for them, except for that time he betrayed them out of jealousy, but hey, who's taking notes? Voiced by Grey Delisle, the 3rd dragon warrior is Kimiko, the Xiaolin dragon of fire. Originally from Japan, Kimiko is the most tech-savvy member of the group. Her bit of stubbornness sometimes gets the group in trouble, but she also has the unique ability to focus and filter outside distractions when she has something that needs to be done. The final warrior is Clay, the Xiaolin dragon of earth. Clay, voiced by Jeff Bennett, is a Texas boy complete with a cowboy hat and is as much of a gentleman as possible, along with being the team's muscle. Clay acts as the good-natured and calm anchor of the group. In their mission to protect the world by saving Shengangwus from falling into Xiaolin hands, the 4 travel around the world on the back of Dojo, a magical shape-shifting dragon who also acts as the group's advisor. Dojo can shape-shift in sizes, so he's not always 40 feet long when no one is riding him. Wayne Knight brings Dojo to life here, giving him that quickly annoyed, wisecracking attitude that serves the sass back onto those that sass him. Did I mention he's a dragon? I like dragons. So here's my 5-hour breakdown of what happened in Game of Thrones Season 8.
Xiaolin Showdown, coming up next, right here on Kids WB.
The leader of the Xiaolin forces is Wu Yu, a 1500-year-old witch whose physical form was destroyed when she was imprisoned in a puzzle box, leaving her as just a vague purple mist with a face. Wu Yu wants the Shengangwus in order to regain her physical form, along with the access to her magical abilities. Wu Yu's right-hand man, and the villain the Xiaolin warriors battle the most often, is Jack Spicer. No, that's Jacksepticeye. Jack Spicer released Wu Yu years earlier from her puzzle box and now uses his mastery of engineering to build robots to use in his attacks against the Xiaolin warriors. And those robots, they get beat up and destroyed all the time. They're not much of a threat. The villain Chase Young was introduced in the 2nd season as a major antagonist, with him being considered a greater threat to the Xiaolin warriors than Jack was. I mean, just look at this. Are you really scared of— oh, come on, that's just Jacksepticeye again. Move over, Jack Spicer, make way for Chase Young. Chase commanded an army of therianthropic warriors trapped in the form of jungle cats, and had his own ability to shapeshift into a humanoid lizard-looking creature. Chase was unique to the other characters in Xiaolin Showdown because, despite his ongoing quest to collect as many Shengangwus for Xiaolin, he barely used them himself, claiming that they only distracted him in battle. Ah, a man with morals. You love to see it. Oh, wait, he's the bad guy, I forgot. Plot lines are mostly episodic and mildly formulaic, nearly always beginning with a Shengang Wu being revealed somewhere in the world, prompting the Xiaolin warriors and Heilin members to race to it in order to claim it for themselves. Normally, then a Xiaolin Showdown occurs. A Xiaolin Showdown is when a member from one of the groups challenges the other to a duel, minus the cards. Sorry, Yugi. These showdowns can sometimes involve martial arts, sometimes involve things like basketball. Challenger gets to choose. I choose chess. I don't know how to play, but I gotta find a way to use this $200 Pokemon chess set, right? The two competitors wager a Shengang Wu they already have, with the winner taking both. Don't gamble, kids. One thing I've always liked about the show are these fun and sometimes really personal battles between the characters when they're fighting. These duels for the artifacts can be anything, but more often than not, they are a race to the Shengang Wu with reality warping around the competitors as they fight their way towards it. And it's downright awesome. The show finds a great balance of character development, personality, and style that make just casual conversations in the show to be more interesting, whether silly or serious. The individual arcs our four Xiaolin warriors take is pretty cool too. Omi grows from a naive, innocent in nature character who doesn't have the best social skills because of how he was brought up, which eventually leads him to turning into quite the condescending prick towards his own team, with an "I'm better than you" attitude. While Raimundo has his own struggles, he eventually pushes past everything for the greater good of his Xiaolin warrior duties, putting himself in danger if it means saving the world or doing something for the greater good. Kimiko stays pretty true to herself, often trying to prove she's more than just a girl as the others often see her as, but don't underestimate her because she'll wipe the floor with all of them. Clay, while always having that southern hospitality about him, can still not be so considerate towards others. But being a walking, talking contradiction is how we all know we're human sometimes, right? No? Alright then.
Xiaolin Showdown. A second episode is coming up next on Kids WB.
Xiaolin Showdown aired in the US on Kids WB, a kids programming brand of the WB television network. Kids WB ran from September 9th, 1995 to September 16th, 2006, before being moved to the CW, after a network merger. Aren't corporations fun? On the CW, Kids WB ran from September 23rd, 2006 to May 17th, 2008. After May 2008, the Kids WB Saturday morning cartoon block was sold and replaced by 4Kids Entertainment block, the CW 4Kids. Not even Cubics could fix that mess. After Xiaolin Showdown stopped airing on Kids WB, it aired on Cartoon Network as reruns in the mid-2000s, and later on Boomerang during the mid-2010s, so it had some nice longevity in the rerun space. Xiaolin Showdown was created by Christy Wei. Originally from Guangzhou, China, Wei is the founder of Action Flix Media and the chief marketing officer of Amprion Inc. She has written, directed, and produced her own film, Nine Dragons Tea, along with creating both Xiaolin Showdown and its spin-off show, Xiaolin Chronicles, which I will get to in a moment. Hold your horses. The first episode of Xiaolin Showdown was developed slowly over 3 years until it finally premiered on November 1st, 2003. Christie used the growing popularity of anime in the West as a part of her inspiration, fusing Eastern and Western culture for the show, a trend that we would see grow further throughout the 2000s and 2010s. Xiaolin Showdown ended up with a very Western style of humor and cast of characters, but with Eastern action, philosophy, mythology, and art worked in. These were a lot of the reasons I thoroughly enjoyed shows like Jackie Chan Adventures. The first season of the series found success, with it being ranked the #1 Saturday morning show at the time. This success prompted the network to greenlight it for a second and third season. Xiaolin Showdown inspired a trading card game, a video game, and DVD releases. It truly was on a hot streak here with its success. The card game was cool, I guess. It was one of those, hey, this show is popular, so let's create some sort of card game. That can make some sort of sense, and at worst, it can just be used for collectible reasons. Heck, I think I even had some of these at some point, probably lying around here somewhere, but I couldn't explain how to play. I don't know what you're waiting for. There is no cutaway gag here. The video game brought to us from Konami came out for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PSP with a release on the Nintendo DS later on. It's a last man standing brawler fighting game with the 4 main characters, Jack and Chase, all being playable. It had a cool mini-game mechanic when a Xiaolin Showdown was triggered. Reviews, however, were mixed, mostly negative, but some were okay scores. Eventually, Xiaolin Showdown was cancelled, with no particular reason for this decision ever cited. And that's truly unfortunate, as the show was well liked. It had merchandise regardless of the reception of some of it, but it was doing well. In fact, it came back years later. Christie decided to continue the story by creating her spin-off series Xiaolin Chronicles, which now would run on Disney XD from August 26, 2013 to March 6, 2014, only spanning a single season, with a final unaired bit of episodes that were released alongside its debut on Netflix in July of 2015. The events of Xiaolin Chronicles follow those of Xiaolin Showdown. The spin-off used the same characters as the original series, but slightly modified designs and an updated voice cast. All of the characters have now ranked up to Shoku warriors alongside Raymundo, and while doing the whole finding mythical Shingon Wu thing again, now they must deal with Ping Pong as a Xiaolin apprentice. Ping Pong has cool glasses. While no second season would come of it, Christie has stated that there will be some sort of new Xiaolin project continuing the original Showdown format at some point, and that's the type of passion we love to see. I may make a Xiaolin Chronicles video in the future, so if that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments, as well as your thoughts on Xiaolin Showdown itself. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter, or else I'll see you tomorrow with another video for my next day of Fringemas. Check out the playlist to keep up with this month, but until then, later.